cause she's a trans one. She's so bougie, bougie. Never tea. I'm savage, attitude nasty. Talk big shit, but my bank account match it. Hood, but I'm classy. Rich, but I'm ratchet. Haters get my name in they mouth, got a gadget. Bougie. He say the way that thing move is a movie. I told him, boy, we gotta keep it low, leave me the room. I done bled the block and now it's hot, bitch, I'm Gucci. I'm moving and I'm moving. I'm savage, classy, bougie, ratchet. Hello everybody, this is Queen Rena, High Priestess, Master number 11, 144. Okay, so I got some energies that I felt today that I thought was really important to come on here and let you know about, and it has to do with your inner being. And I know a lot of crazy things is going on in the world now. You might have, especially on the news with George Floyd, what happened to him, and also just some things that you might be seeing and experiencing in your life now. Not only what have to do with this, all this corona craziness that's going on, but also in your family and friends and your love life, or just having to do with people in general. And so what a lot of you have experienced and witnessed this year is a lot of big and major changes, not only on the outside, but also on the inside as well. And so I wanted to come on here and give you my perspective and just some energies and some things that you need to know about that will help you in this now time, and also in the future as well. Okay, so for the divine feminine, divine masculine, people who are of higher consciousness, who have a more of a awake stance, who are not zombified, who are not just going with the flow or just going with whatever is going on. If society say jump, they're jumping or whatever. So I'm talking to people who are in control of their life, control of their energies, who take life by the horns and just don't let whatever happens direct them in their own life. And if things is going down, they're going down. I'm talking to people who know how to maneuver in life and also in their own energies. Okay, so for the divine feminine, divine masculine, higher level, high vibration beings, high vibration people. Okay, so now what I realized today is there are some energies. Your energies should have been balancing inside for your higher self and your lower self. I made a couple of videos already, and I kind of related it to the movie, Us movie, with Jordan Peele, of your higher energies and the lower energies, and also parallel worlds coming together, and also your energies inside coming together as well, and also balancing. So people who have been on this spiritual journey, sometimes I like to call it the Christ ascension journey, Jesus and Yeshua, whatever you want to call him. He already laid the ground, the platform for this journey, and pretty much gave you like a blueprint, so you will know things that will happen and some things to expect. Okay, in the process of your ascension here. And so your energies, for the people who've already had their death and rebirth, I had mine last year, 2019, and God was pushing me. If you see my videos that I made, you will see that God was like, hurry up or whatever, and pretty much everything, it was pretty much right on time, because now all this craziness, the government, Corona and all these governments around the world shutting down. So God already knew what was taking place, what was happening. And so God do things for a reason. So you can elevate yourself, and then elevate as a people as well. Okay, so that is what's happening with all this craziness that's happening now. Not only just the corona, but now some people are noticing that their family members or just people that they know or people that they have to interact with, whether it is ex-lovers, family, also just different acquaintances that they are around. They might notice that some of these people have lower energies, but of course these things is going to come out. These lower energies that they've been having inside of them is going to come out even more, especially in all this chaos that has been going on. Okay, so now people are not able to hide what they have inside. They're not able to hide the energies that they have inside. And so this is why you're seeing more uproar in the outside on the news, especially with this George Floyd situation here. Okay, so like on May the 25th, there was a incident with George Floyd. A video popped up. Now this incident had already happened, but this video had not come out until later. And so because of this video, this is what caused the 4 cops. If you've already, a lot of you have already been following this. This is what caused the 4 cops to pretty much be in trouble, because they would not have gotten in trouble if this video, they still would have been roaming free. Okay, if this video had not popped up. Okay, and so a lot of people are in uproar now. So now you got a lot of things. You got the corona, people in uproar with that. You got the government shutdowns. People having to wear a mask all over the place. People are unsure of what's going on, the sicknesses, and now you have more incidents here with this George Floyd incident, where people are now, everything's flying all up in the air. Okay, so now people are feeling more antsier, more in dismay and disruptive inside than usual. Okay, and so this is what God wanted me to let you guys know. Okay, so with you getting your higher energies and your lower energies together, balanced, what I noticed for you guys have already went through this ascension, this death and rebirth ascension process inside. You should have already this should have already happened for you. And some people this is happening for them now. Okay, and this have already been happening even before 2019 for me, but since I have a lot of power, my process was much slower, because when you have a lot of power, you have to integrate your power in slower. Okay, just like Christ, he rose with all his power. Okay, and it took him a while. Okay, so but the less power you have, the faster you can get your power. But the more power, the slower it takes. Okay, and then I noticed with someone else who was also a Pisces, they got their power like a year before me, and so I've noticed a big change in them. In their energy. They were already on their spiritual journey, just knowing a lot of information, and once they got their power, they made a dramatic change in their energy. They became before they this woman, I think she's in her 40s. So I don't want people to think, oh, you have to be young, or if you pass a certain age, then you can't get your power. She's in her 40s, but I noticed this process is happening now. So you should already be on that process now, on that transformation now of getting your power, getting your energies already for the future, because the meek is inheriting the earth. Okay, and so I could tell that she's a good person. Her energy's good. And she went through her, I know she went through her transformation, and she literally like lost a whole bunch of weight and became way more beautiful. And her energy is like different from it was before. Okay, and this happened a year before my transformation, and she's older. She's 40 years old. And so if you're one of the 144 like I am, I have many different versions of me. A lot of them are older. Okay, so don't think just because you're older then you can't transform. She transformed. Okay, but some of other beings, they know about the energies, but they might not know exactly everything that is going on. Okay, and so she makes YouTube videos and things like that as well. And I listen to her sometimes, and I made a comment to let her know that, hey, you got your you transform from your higher self and your lower self. You already made your transformation. And so that right there helped click in her to let her know that this is why you was able to transform. You got your higher self and your lower self. You put both together and you transform. Okay, and then I know she had made another statement to where she was like, "Will I?" She put out a question out there. She was like, "Will she be remembered, or will she be able to go on in future lives?" And that's another question that you guys might have and that kind of takes me to the point of Christ, Jesus Christ, Yeshua, where it says, what you do for Christ will last. So as long as you're a good person, you try your best, you help people, and which is what she's doing, yes, you will go on. As long as you're vibrating high, you doing the best you can, and you helping people. Just the same thing with what Christ was doing, raising people's vibration. You don't have to be the most perfect person in the world, but you just have to keep striving to move upward in high vibration. Okay, and so that takes me to the point and the place here of what's going on here, and the energy and the information that I got today, earlier this morning, of your energies balancing. And so people who have transformed into their higher selves, transformed into their goddess self, they've noticed their energies have been getting more balanced. And today I noticed that the energies was pretty much balanced. So you should be able to control your energies a lot more. Now that your higher self and your lower self have balanced, now that your masculine and feminine have balanced together, you should be able to control your energy a lot more. And that takes me into the place of this George Floyd case here. Because I know a lot of uproar has been taking place, and a lot of uproar is going on now. You should be able to control yourself for higher beings. You should be able to control yourself, because you might have things, people, family, things in the news that are trying to get you out of balance, out of place, in craziness, trying to get you in crazy situations or craziness that you're not supposed to be in. And so with you being balanced with your energies now, you should get your connections from God of what and what not to do in whatever situations. And you listen to God, you listen to higher source of what you should and you should not do. Okay, and so we know with this George Floyd case here that the officer who was videoed pretty much got in trouble because of that video. So that just lets you know that on the spiritual realm, a spiritual higher realm, that's just letting you know that leave things up because this is a spiritual warfare between good and evil, high vibration and low vibration on all fronts. All fronts. Not just with this case, but this is just an example of how on the spiritual front, God is letting you know what people think they're getting away with. God brings that karma, is going to bring it back to the guilty parties. And the guilty parties is going to get in trouble for what they thought they got away with. Okay? And this is on all fronts, not just with this case. This is all over the place, all in your life. You know, people who maybe thought they were getting away. A lot of stuff is happening. A lot of karma is taking place this year. A lot of karma is taking place now and in the future. A lot of karma has been happening to people. People thinking they're getting away, and then later on, boop, they find out they're not getting away. So, like I said, this is a spiritual warfare. Handle things on the spiritual side. You know, on the physical side, you know, leave it up to God. And you handle things on the spiritual side. Leave things to God. And leave things to your spirituality. And things is coming back. God is going to bring things back. And what is done in the dark will come to the light. Okay? And so, like with this George Floyd, the officer had him on the floor. He was already handcuffed, everything, but had his knee on his neck where he couldn't breathe. And you know you need to breathe out of like 4 minutes. And from what I read, that had on his neck for 7 minutes. And then an extra 4 after he was not moving. Okay? So this people, and from, you know, reading that and seeing that, people have to start learning how to control their energies. Control, if you have low vibration energies inside, you have to learn how to get rid of those energies. That's what I have classes for. I have my 4-week high vibration classes for. You got to get rid of those low vibration energies. Okay, because obviously there was some low vibration energies in this officers here. And when you have those low vibration energies inside, they're going to be doing all types of crazy stuff to people. And then you're going to be in trouble. And you think you're going to get away with karma, but karma comes back around. So what you put out is coming back now. What people think they're hiding is coming back. Okay, and people was remembering from this situation, people was remembering the Eric Garner case where he couldn't breathe as well. Back in 2014. Okay, so this George Floyd case took place in Minnesota this year. Okay, so, but it's important for you to know, this is what God was letting me know today. It's important for you to know that your energies is balanced. You should be more in control of your energies now. And for some, because that's what I noticed today. And also one thing I noticed is that once the energy is balanced, you actually become stronger. Your power becomes stronger. So now you have more, you was already super strong, overly strong before. Now you have more power now that it's more balanced. And that's the same thing with when divine feminine and divine masculine, when you're with your right person, when you come together, you become stronger. Your masculine will notice that he becomes stronger than he was before when he was not with his divine feminine, when he was not with his right person. That's how divine masculine would know that he is with his right person, because he's become stronger, a lot stronger than he was before. So if a masculine is in a relationship and he's not stronger, he's weaker, then that is not your right person. Because your right person, you will become stronger. It's kind of like, because you know the divine masculine is the head, he's the mind, he's the thought, thoughts. And then the feminine is the heart. Okay? And so, you know, if you don't have the right heart or you don't take care of your heart, you're going to be messed up. If you have to get a heart transplant, or if you get a heart that's not yours, you're going to be on medication just to try to keep that heart up. You're going to be on medication for the rest of your life every day. It's the same thing with masculine. So if these divine masculines, if they have a heart or if they have a feminine that is not their right one, they're going to have to keep doing stuff. Keep trying to do whatever, all type of hard stuff, you know, working overtime energy, getting their working overtime in their energy, and still that heart, that feminine is still not going to be enough to get that masculine strong. It's the same thing when you have to have a heart transplant. You have to work overtime. Your body has to work overtime because that's not your right heart. You didn't take care of your heart, you probably, you know, and stuff like that. You was probably doing all type of stuff, and then all of a sudden you got to have a heart transplant. And then being on medication just to keep that heart up. You know, there was one gentleman, older guy, who had to have 6 heart transplants because his hearts were always failing. It's the same thing. That's why you see a lot of masculines out here. They getting one female after another because it's not their right heart. It's not their right feminine. These women are making them weak. These feminines are making them weak. They're not strong like they're supposed to be. Like if you take care of your heart, you take care of your body, you take care of your heart, you're going to be strong. It's the same thing when divine masculine has his divine feminine. He's going to be strong, stronger than he's ever been, because he has his right heart. You don't have to get heart after heart after heart, and your heart is failing because all these hearts is failing. It's not you gotta take all this medicine, gotta do all these things just to try to get yourself to where you need to be in life. But when you have the right one, when the divine masculine has his right one, then everything is flowing like it should be. And you would notice that you're stronger. And it's the same thing with your energies. When your masculine and your feminine energies balance inside, and your higher self and your lower self balance, become more balanced, you're stronger as a being, and also your power is stronger as well. And you should be more in control of yourself and your energies as well, which is what you're going to need, especially in all this craziness that's happening out in the world. You're going to need your connection to God and all your energies balanced and flowing how it's supposed to be. Okay? So, and like I said today, I noticed the energies were complete. They were balanced. So this should have already happened for you guys already, or that should be happening now, or should be happening soon for you guys. So you're not out here with low vibration energies like some of these people doing crazy stuff, and then karma is coming back on them, like these officers. Okay, so hope you guys learned something here. If you have any questions, you have any comments or whatever, you can put them below. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and share. Peace and love to you guys. Mwah.